"I consider this disloyal," Victoria said, her voice cold and controlled as she stared at me from behind her imposing mahogany desk. The words stung more than I expected. After everything I'd given Harbor Point Communications, this was how it ended. I sat across from her, clutching my purse to steady my trembling hands. The shock of being summoned to her office early on a Tuesday had faded, replaced by a sickening knot in my stomach. I knew what was coming. "Victoria, I began, but she cut me off, tapping her manicured nail on a printed email. "Don't bother! I have confirmation you interviewed with North Bay Solutions last Thursday. You took a half-day for a dental appointment." She said it with disdain. "My name is Addison Walker. I'm 31 and had devoted 6 years of my career to Harbor Point Communications here in Spokane, Washington. In those years, I'd tripled my client portfolio, brought in millions in revenue, and earned the trust of every major account. But none of that seemed to matter now. Security will meet you at your desk. You can collect your belongings. Your building access is revoked immediately." Her words hit hard. She slid my company ID across the desk. "I've already disabled your email." The injustice of it burned. I had asked for a raise 3 times in the past 3 years, armed with data and results. Every time I was told the budget was tight, while Victoria flaunted record profits and a new luxury SUV. I stood up, straightened my blazer, and swallowed my emotion. "I understand," I said calmly, extending my hand. Victoria looked almost disappointed by my composure. "I wish you and Harbor Point continued success." Her hesitation in shaking her hand was brief, but telling. As I packed my things into a cardboard box, photos, plants, years of dedication, my colleagues glanced over, concerned. I smiled back, dignified, no drama. Walking out under the April sun, I realized Victoria thought she was punishing me. She couldn't have been more wrong. As I placed the box in my trunk, my phone buzzed. A message from David Kleen, CEO of North Bay Solutions. "Can we move our final discussion to today at 2 p.m.? I smiled. Victoria had no idea what was coming. Driving home, I reflected on the journey. I had joined Harbor Point right after grad school, starting at the bottom, doing coffee runs and note-taking. Through late nights and hard work, I moved up. Within 2 years, I managed mid-tier accounts. By year 4, I was in charge of North Bay, our biggest client, worth nearly 30% of the company's revenue. David Kleen personally requested me after I salvaged a botched campaign. From then on, our partnership flourished, and they doubled their budget. But despite all that, my raise requests were met with excuses. Not in the budget. Maybe next year. Even after I secured a 40% contract increase with North Bay. At home, reality hit. I wasn't just in between meetings. I was unemployed. Olivia, my best friend, called immediately. Her boyfriend, Thomas, worked IT at Harbor and had heard everything. She was furious on my behalf. "Everyone knows you're the reason North Bay stayed with Harbor this long," she said. There was truth in that. Victoria had always inserted herself into my North Bay meetings, perhaps resenting the credit I'd earned. The worst part was being treated like a traitor for seeking what I'd earned. "It's her loss," Olivia said. "Maybe this is the best thing for you." She was right. I'd stayed for loyalty, not opportunity, but escorted out like a criminal. That stung. My phone rang. David Kleen. "Are you available today? I'd like to accelerate our conversation," he said. "Yes, 2 p.m., I replied. I got ready, wearing my best suit, the one for big client pitches. This wasn't the end. It was the beginning. North Bay's office was sleek, modern, full of energy. David greeted me himself. "Thanks for coming on short notice," he said. We settled in with coffee, and he got to the point. Victoria called to say you're no longer handling our account. What she doesn't know is we've already been reconsidering our relationship with Harbor Point. I was stunned. David explained that while my work had been exceptional, the rest of Harbor Point had been faltering, delayed responses, quality issues. When you reached out, it felt like perfect timing, he said. We weren't planning to poach you. We were prepared to wait until you gave notice. I assured him I'd planned to do so. He smiled. Victoria's decision just accelerated things. Then he slid a folder across the desk. This isn't an interview. It's a job offer. Director of Client Strategy. Leading all agency partnerships. The salary was nearly double what I'd been earning, more than I ever asked for at Harbor. I asked for a night to consider. We both knew I'd say yes. That night, as I sat with the offer letter, texts poured in from old colleagues. Word of my firing and meeting at North Bay had spread. Thomas messaged, Victoria had called an emergency meeting, warning everyone about disloyalty. Jessica, the receptionist, said she'd been locked in her office all afternoon. The panic was real. Then came a call I didn't expect. Elaine Winters, a Harbor Point board member. I'd like to meet with you tomorrow, she said. Victoria may have acted hastily. I agreed, making it clear I had accepted another offer. She asked where, but I didn't answer. If this is about a senior title. It was generous, but too late. I told her I'd accepted another position. North Bay Solutions, she asked. I didn't confirm. Victoria is worried they may leave Harbor. And there it was, the real reason for the meeting. That's a question for them, I replied. Is there anything we could have done to retain you? She asked. I paused. Recognize my value before I had to find it elsewhere. Loyalty goes both ways. She nodded. A fair assessment. Walking out for the last time, I felt lighter. I didn't need their approval anymore. Monday arrived with excitement. My new office at North Bay had windows and space. My team of 5 was ready. David introduced me proudly. I wasn't just working on one account. I was managing all of them, including the Harbor Point transition. Later that week, the executive team asked for my input on Harbor's contract renewal. I could have pushed for termination, but I didn't. Evaluate them like any other agency, I said. But consistency and management will be critical. By Wednesday, the email went out. North Bay was moving its account, 30% of Harbor's revenue, to Meridian Creative. I oversaw the transition. I didn't gloat. I didn't sabotage. Harbor's own failure to value me had created this. Jessica messaged again. Victoria was panicking. More employees were updating resumes. Karma was fast. I focused on building my team. Later, I accepted Jessica's LinkedIn request with a simple note. Thank you for your kindness. Wishing you the best. 1 year later, I can say this. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's success. Victoria thought she'd ended something, but what she really did was set me free. In losing a job, I gained something far more powerful, self-respect, and the courage to claim the future I deserved.